Hey, thanks for watching. I want to share with you a favorite all-American recipe, but one that we, as people who don't want to eat carbohydrates and want to get the benefits from the good fats, can totally enjoy. And this is our Keto Mac and Cheese. So my kids grew up eating a lot of mac and cheese. They absolutely love it. And while there are many different types of cheese, this is a dairy form of Keto Mac and Cheese that I'm going to show to you, but you can do this with non-dairy cheeses as well. In my house, everybody loves, they're crazy about it, we go gaga over it, but in my house we have dairy consumers and people who cannot eat dairy. So I'm going to make the dairy version of this recipe, but you can just as easily make it with non-dairy alternatives. So this recipe can just as easily go vegan as it can be a dairy recipe. And we've added some turmeric to give it that beautiful bright orange color that your kids look for, but with none of the artificial colors. Okay, first things first, we're gonna bring this right up to a simmer. And then the first two ingredients we're gonna add are heavy cream. So you're gonna add your heavy cream. And this recipe is on my website, so you can click in the description below and get all of the details. So you're going to add heavy cream and milk. Now it's up to you. I like to do it with all heavy cream. That's just me, but you're welcome to do it with the two options. Milk has a little bit more sugar, so you just want to be sensitive to that. And once that starts to simmer, you're going to be adding in your ricotta cheese. And I've got about 10 ounces of cheddar here. So a block of cheddar is usually about 8. Again, this is heavy duty dairy, but for most of us on keto, dairy, depending on what type of dairy, like I like to have the fermented dairies and the heavy cream. That does really well for me personally. I love anything that's fermented, you know, if it's sauerkraut or whatever it may be. But in this case, the inflammation and the inflammatory response that I've experienced throughout my life before I got into keto, now that I have all this dairy, it doesn't create that inflammatory response because I'm mostly having fermented dairies or I'm having heavy cream. You're going to add a little bit of Dijon. You're going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric. Remember, we don't leave home without our turmeric. We add turmeric to everything. And I really love, you know, this sort of reminds you almost of that mac and cheese that you find in all the grocery stores. This bright orange. So we're making this nice cheese sauce. We're gonna add some white pepper, just a little bit of white pepper. A little bit of white pepper, and now it's simmering pretty intensely. It's got all that white pepper in. We're going to fold in these delicious cauliflower florets. Let's get those going. Look how beautiful this is. And this is your keto mac and cheese. We're going to let them sort of absorb all the good fat, all the delicious, yummy cheese. It smells just like the regular mac and cheese that you may have grown up on. And I hope that you love it as much as I do and it satiates you as much as I find it to be satiating. So cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable, which we know activates our autophagy. It has tons of protective healing properties to our body. So not only are you cutting out the carbs, which most of us can't digest and don't do well with, and we're intolerant, about 75% of us are, but you're also actually totally transforming this mac and cheese to make it something that is really food as medicine. So I love this recipe. You know, if you've had cauliflower with cheese on top, this sort of takes it to that next level. Totally delicious and ready to go. So I'm going to just set this serving. So there you have it, an American classic, but keto style. You don't have to give up the delicious taste of mac and cheese, but you can get all the benefits of keto. Mmm.